I guess finally, like, where do we go from here? Because, you know, I heard someone recently say that they're at the March for Life in DC, and someone said, see you here next year. And there was a certain sadness that came upon them that, like, is this just what we do now?
Right.
Is this ever going to be resolved? I hear people who are rather optimistic, and they say that they think that, you know, that this is going to be eradicated in our lifetime, that we'll, you know, are you that optimistic? What do we do? What are our marching orders?
Yeah, I think there is reason for hope. First of all, there's always reason for hope because we know the end of the story and we know God the Creator and God the Father and that He's got this and that we are to be instruments for Him. It's not about you. It's not about me. It's about God working His majesty in this world that He has created for the creation that He loves and is considered very good. So I think we need to be faithful to the duty of the moment. What is before me? Who do I know? And where am I placed? And I can respond to that going forward in a spirit of hope that lives are being saved, that minds are being changed, and that I am confident this will end just as William Wilberforce in Great Britain worked to bring about an end to the slave trade. He actually saw that in his lifetime. But we can't kid ourselves that slavery is over because of what he did, because we know we have human trafficking, that we have modern day slavery. So, but he did what he could where he was at the time that he lived, and he made great strides.
So it's sort of like you're saying, this isn't an all or nothing battle. It's not like either we totally overthrow this or it's not worth investing our time in it.
Right, because we're living in a sinful world. There's from the time Cain killed Abel, there has been attacks on human life. There have been people murdering people. So murder, you know, we want to strive to see it end, but whether it legally ends, whether in practice it ends in this form, well, what about this other form that it might rear its ugly head in? Because sin in this imperfect world is still happening. So our duty is to be responsible where we can. I'm not responsible for what I can't do, but I sure am responsible for what I can. And so we have to seize those moments with confidence and hope that if we are receptive to the Spirit's promptings, who have I just encountered? Who is before me? How can I reach out to them in an act of love? I mean, your wife told me a beautiful story last night of how she and your daughters had been at a store and overheard a couple of the workers talking about pregnancy and being single parents. And as Cam and your daughters left, they started talking. I guess I was Avila, perhaps, or Kiara had said to Cam, Mommy, do you think that woman, one of those women was pregnant? And Cam was like, yes, I kind of did get the sense that she was. We should pray for her. And then Cam thought, no, we need to do more than that. And so Cam told me she walked, do you know this story?
My wife.
I know, I love your wife too. Do you know this story?
Yeah, vaguely. She's told me a while ago.
Well, she walked back in with the girls. And so I think this is beautiful for the sake of the woman. This is beautiful for your daughters, this witness. But Cam walked back in and said, look, this is going to seem crazy, but I just got to ask you, overhearing everything, like, are you pregnant? And the woman said, yes, I am. And Cam's immediate reaction was celebratory, you know, like, congratulations, you know, you're a mom. This is beautiful. And she said, look, I overheard all you ladies talking about how hard it is to be a single mom. And she goes, look, I'm not a single mom. But it's hard to be a parent. It's hard to be a mom, even when you have support. And I want to support you. I want to encourage you in this. And Cam said that she wanted this woman to know, because she thought this is not just about using our words. It's about using our actions. And how she said to this woman, she goes, look, I've got $5 on me. She goes, I want to do more than that. I want to show you that God can provide and that people will support you in the situation that you're in. And I'm going to get you a gift card right now for your store where you can, you know.
I do not know this story.
Yeah, well, your wife spent $200 on a gift card, just so you know. Well, yeah, because the baby's not born yet.
She is ferociously beautiful.
She is so amazing. I was like, Cam, that's amazing. So she spent $200 on a gift card to let this woman know that she has support and she can do this. And that, to me, is duty of the moment. And that is responding to what is before you. Whether or not your wife ends up going to a March for Life, to me, isn't as important as what she did in that moment when she overheard a conversation and thought, I can just ignore or pray for, which is better than ignore is to pray, or I can take it one step further than just prayer. And I can do some action, some investigation, and just be a light. And she was. And then, to think that your daughters saw that beautiful witness and are now praying for this young woman. So
glory to God.
I know. You have a great wife.
I do have a very good wife. Yeah, that's beautiful. Well, thank you so much for being here. And tell our listeners and our viewers, about your book, Love Unleashes Life. Did I get that right?
You did.
About your organization, how
Yes.
people can find you.
Yes. So I have a ministry called loveunleasheslife.com is the website. And yes, I have a book by the same title with the subtitle, Abortion and the Art of Communicating Truth, because I really believe it is an art in how we interact with others, how we have conversation, dialogue, debate, how we tackle tough subjects. We have to use the head, but we also have to use the heart. And so that's the whole idea between Love Unleashes Life, that we can literally unleash life by saving a baby from abortion, as well as figuratively unleash life in the spirit of the person that we're encountering, the way Cam did with that woman at the store who was pregnant, by giving someone a new perspective, new hope, new encouragement by how we love. And as we know from St. Thomas Aquinas, that to love is to will the others good. And so that when we will the others good in how we interact with them, with gentleness, by being patient and kind. Think of all the words used to describe love in that passage in Corinthians. The very beginning is love is patient, love is kind. So as we interact with the born, by being patient and by being kind, by our actions, by how we look at them, that love will unleash life figuratively and literally in their response. So that's kind of what my focus is all about, is equipping people to be better ambassadors for the pro-life perspective in reaching the head as well as the heart. So people can go to loveunleasheslife.com and read my blog, sign up for my e-updates, and see my schedule for where I'm speaking next.
That's wonderful, because I think often people think to themselves, well, I know that it's wrong, right? And so I don't need to invest time reading about things like this. Like, whereas they might say, well, I need to read up on how to answer atheism, because they think, I don't know how to respond to this. I have my own doubts. And so they're diligent about reading books. But I think for many people in the pro-life camp, maybe they don't spend a lot of time doing that because they think, well, I already know. But you would say, what?
We need, it's not that we just need to know what we believe and why we believe it. We need to know how to best communicate it.
That's right.
Because at the end of the day, we all have the same goal: to make abortion unthinkable, so that it doesn't enter into the hearts and minds of someone in crisis to choose that course of action. But how do we reach that goal? And the person who is interruptive, who's angry, who's rude.
You've seen this.
And I'm saying, but who is against abortion has the same goal as the person who's patient and kind and calm. But if they're not reaching, if that first person isn't reaching that goal, then we need to be better equipped to better represent what it means to be pro-life, to be patient, to be kind. And so, yes, I give people basic apologetics, but I give them more than that, how to use questions and stories, analogies, to make a point abundantly clear so that it's more readily embraced.
Have you ever been on the kind of front lines by an abortion mill or something with people who have been trying to get across the pro-life message in a way that you thought was very unhelpful? And have you ever spoken to someone about why they should change their method?
Yeah, so I've done a lot of work on college campuses with pro-life exhibits, and I have seen people that aren't with the exhibit that I was doing, but people who shared our position on abortion arrive in the area and take a strategy that you think that is just not helpful. But I find it hard even for me to engage those people. In the same way, the pro-abortion person has a hard time engaging those people, because it's like they have a one-track mind, and it's like, I'm just going to proclaim this without thinking, am I succeeding?
Yes.
So absolutely, a prophet isn't welcome in their own hometown, and we need to be prophets, and we need to proclaim. I'm not in any way saying we shouldn't do that or trying to minimize the power of proclamation, but it has to be proclamation with a purpose. And the purpose has to be that people are won over to what we're proclaiming. And so the more that we come from a place of contemplation prior to springing into action, the more we can be receptive to the movement of the Spirit to know, when should I be quiet and just let the person I'm speaking with tell their story? When should I ask this particular question? When should I be more pointed? When should I come on strong? And there have been conversations where I have taken a tactic with some people that support abortion that I wouldn't take with others, where someone might say, whoa, you were kind of being harsh. But I wasn't, because I had spoken to them for 30 minutes and I had built a rapport. And we had this. So in discernment, as a result of prior contemplation before action, I had a sense I can poke this person a little bit. But there are other people where I wouldn't do that because of how that conversation is going, or because of how I'm sensing, how they're receiving it.
Prudence.
Prudence.
Yo, thanks for watching. You can watch the entire episode on YouTube if you want. You can listen to it at The Matt Fradd Show by subscribing on iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And feel free to support me, patreon.com/Matt Fradd.